Good morning and welcome to morning meditation. We're back on Ephesians chapter 5, beginning in verse 3. But fornication, all uncleanness, or covetousness, let it not be once named among you as become a saints, neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks. For this ye know, that no whoremonger, nor unclean person, nor covetous man, who is an idolater, hath any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and of God. Let no man deceive you with vain words, for because of these things cometh the wrath of God upon the children of disobedience. Be not ye therefore partakers with them. A few opening thoughts here. Some would misinterpret this to mean that you can lose your salvation if you go back into sin. That's not what it's saying. Paul, through the Holy Spirit, saying these are the characteristics that describe a sinful lifestyle. Don't be a partaker in them. We're not supposed to go back to those things. And we need to make sure that we're a partaker in the holiness of God, the cleanness. And if we do partake in these sins specifically mentioned here, it's going to lead to other sins which basically destroy the life, destroy the flesh. But 1 Corinthians 5 is another piece of the puzzle that says, but the one that is committing fornication, in other words, the man that was living with his stepmother in sin, you were to commit him to Satan for the destruction of the flesh, that the spirit may be saved in the day of redemption. So it is not teaching loss of salvation. However, it is teaching purity of heart, mind, and soul as a Christian. And it's very, very clear that we're not to participate. We're not to, the Bible tells us, abstain from the appearance of evil. So fornication, uncleanness, all of the things that go on in this world are predisposed by people who are filthy, foolish talking, foolish jesting, things that are not convenient. And he said, hey, don't be partakers in this type of lifestyle. God's very clear about what pleases him and what doesn't please him. And as Christians, we need to abstain from those things, avoid those things. We should hate those things. And so that comes down to our TV watching, our music that we listen to. Some of the music today is just downright filthy garbage. And I don't understand Christians. It doesn't matter if it's, the heavy metal stuff, the rap stuff. I don't know a lot of Christians listening to that. But the tear and the beer stuff, country music, we need to be careful who we walk with, foolish jesting, things that are not convenient. In fact, Colossians tells us if we're filled with the Spirit, we're going to sing psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs. And so describing this filthy lifestyle, God says, hey, I don't want you to be part of this. I don't want this to be named among you. I don't want your life to be characterized by these things. But he wants our lives characterized by purity, holiness, separation from the world. Why? Don't miss this. It's not a checklist of do's and don'ts that make you spiritual. We do these things because we love God. We don't do these things because we love God. And I think that's very clear and very apparent right here. But even in those days, there were Christians that were continuing in sin after salvation. And God said, hey, if you do that, there's a good chance you're going to lose your physical life so your spirit can be saved in the day of redemption. A Christian, let's not get into this thing of justifying sins and renaming sin. Let's make sure as a Christian that we're obeying the admonishment here. We're getting away from those things. We're not even doing the things that are questionable. We're not watching things that are questionable, listening to things that are questionable, participating in things that are questionable. But we're serving the Lord out of love. I hope you love God this morning. I hope you love him enough to read through this and carefully consider what he says here the actions that please Him, the actions that don't please Him, and our motives for doing it. God bless you and have a wonderful day.